What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So I'm back on this subject once again, and I know y'all probably gonna be like, "You back talking about this again?" But it really is striking a chord in me as a black man who cares about my black people, who cares about my community. I can't sit by idly and let certain rhetoric get passed through by my own black folks and not correct y'all. Okay? When I say correct y'all, I'm not meaning like I'm gonna sun y'all or nothing like that. I just want people to recognize the error in certain things that are being said. This is coming from a young man who went to school, and I'm not saying the only way to be smart is to go to school or nothing like that, right? But when you realize social economic factors in certain environments that black folks live in, you recognize how much civic endeavors really matter. Community work, how much giving back to the community really matters to kids. When you grow up in these harsh environments and then you go to school and you learn about how these environments and the surroundings dictate how people live and what happens to people, right? Black folks, we are so quick to wash our hands with our own people is ridiculous. What I'm referring to is the Cam Newton situation at the camp. I saw so many people saying, "Hey, Cam, it ain't worth it. Leave them folks where they at. Don't help folks. Some people don't want to be helped. Don't help them. Go ahead, worry about yourself, Cam. Worry about yourself. Don't come back to that environment no more. Leave them where they be. Leave them folks where they be. Don't help them. They ungrateful. Don't help them. Hey, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Why even bother with them, with those people? Why bother with those people?" You got black folks talking about other black folks in that manner, right? And I'm going to tell you why it's not okay. Again, we are so quick to wash our hands with our own community. If everybody out here is saying F them kids, what happens to our community? What happens? If everybody is saying F them kids, what happens to our community? I want y'all to think about that. Because I promise y'all, if y'all kids was in that program, that football program that Cam Newton was throwing, y'all would feel away if Cam said, "I'm discontinuing it. It's not going to go down." Y'all not going to be, "I understand, Cam." Yeah, you'll understand, but you say, "Damn, man, my son, was building a rapport with Cam." And Cam's not going to discontinue the program because he's not that type of black man. He's a real black man that really cares about his people in this community. So he's going to keep he's going to keep having his 7-on-7 tournament in order to give back to the kids, in order to provide them with the tutelage and the instruction to get to the next level that he ultimately got to, right? Black folks, we throw the baby out with the bathwater too much. What do I mean by that? Like I said in my previous video, we let one or two bad apples spoil it for the rest of the bunch and say F everybody else. And I tell y'all, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. The same South Side Chicago, Chief Keef and them be talking about, Lil Durk and them be talking about, I'm from that Chicago, okay? And I was a kid that went on to get my master's degree, and I had my master's degree at 24 years old. I went to school on an academic scholarship, okay? I'm from the same environments, and there was a lot of other kids there just like me, right? And just imagine, I had a lot of programs and internships that was around. Just imagine if people stopped them internships and all that stuff that they had going on in the hood because you didn't like that Ray Ray and them said that the Ray Ray and them was fighting at one time. You didn't like that Ray Ray and them one Ray Ray cursed you out, and so now it's F everybody else. F all the other kids that's out here trying as good kids, that's really out here good kids in mad cities trying to make something of themselves. You're gonna discontinue that because F all the other kids because you didn't like that Ray Ray cussed at you that time. So now all the other kids are ungrateful, F them. You see how that ridiculous that sounds? You know what I mean? And I don't think y'all understand how other kids get left behind in the process when you do those things. Civic endeavors matter, man. Giving back to the community matters. And I'm gonna bring up some points that people make. Like, I see people saying, like, why risk your life to help the black community? Bro, Cam ain't gotta risk his life. Somebody could have came and shot, bro. People can come and shoot at the Manning camps and every other situation too, at other places too. Cam just needs to, again, has to, I think he should still do these camps. Yes, if you want to take other measures to keep it protected, have security there. It's other ways to vet people before they come to your camps. Juwan Howard, Chicago's own, have basketball camps all the time in Chicago. He makes sure he got a certain type of group of kids in there that he feel like are not going to be doing the negative stuff by making the requirement for them to read a certain amount of books for them to be in his basketball camp. Antoine Walker now got security in them with them basketball camps that they was having for free. In Chicago, in their hometown, still coming to the hood and giving back. And some of them boys that was at Juwan Howard's camp went on to play collegiate basketball, earned Division I scholarships off of the tutelage that Juwan Howard gave and off the tutelage that Antoine Walker gave and off of the mentorship that they provided to connect them to other resources, right? Because I don't care what nobody say. Like I told y'all, in this world, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Okay? Because other communities use it, and us black folks, we need to use that. We need to use who we know. And if a kid knows Cam Newton and got a rapport with Cam, and Cam can speak up and vouch for their kids' work ethic, his personality, his makeup, his characteristics, they can get him into all different type of doors he probably couldn't get into by himself had Cam not vouched for him and seen him at that 7-on-7 tournament that he throws and had a relationship with him, right? So a lot of y'all are willing to cut off all the other kids because you didn't like that Ray Ray did this and Ray Ray did that. Well, okay, put up other measures. So put up certain measures so Ray Ray and them can't get into the camp. But don't forget about the other kids who just good kids growing up in mad cities. Because contrary to y'all belief, every kid in Chicago ain't shoot 'em up, bang, bang, gang banging. I'm one of the dudes that wasn't doing it. My friends, all of us, we were not doing that. We were not. Right? I had friends who went on to go to prestigious universities. At Morgan Park High School, we had people go to Ivy League schools, right? One go to Stanford. We had people going to colleges, going to get their degrees from University of Illinois, University of Missouri, going to get their degrees from Northwestern, University of Chicago, great schools, right? And so just imagine if people cut off some of these internships and these certain things to open our horizons, if people cut those off because you didn't like that Ray Ray was trying to fight somebody that one time. F these kids. F all the black kids. F them. They ain't need nothing. They ain't nothing. Talking just like some people on Fox News talk. Just imagine what would happen to the hood if we didn't have these certain programs, right? And so I'm gonna use my boy Melvin for example. He said it's okay for him to use this because I saw people saying one individual said, and I'm not denigrating the people that made these comments. I'm just telling y'all what they said. Had one individual say something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing. He like, man, all the good kids that's like Kendrick Lamar's and the J. Cole's, they just gonna have to push through it and figure out how to get it done and figure out how to persevere and figure out how to be strong and strong-minded. And I say, bro, it's easy for you to say when you in certain circumstances and you don't have certain circumstances against you. Yes, I was able to stay strong-minded and strong-willed to avoid the gangs and all the negativity, but I came from parents who was loving, who pushed me, who helped to cultivate me into the student and the young man that I was. I had supportive parents who was coming to my stuff, who was supporting me all the way through every situation they could. My boy Melvin didn't come from that structure. He didn't have his father around. His mom was not a supportive mother at all, right? At one point, Melvin was living in a shelter. Okay, his siblings was not doing some of them were not, the older ones, some of them weren't really doing what you're supposed to do and all of that because they didn't have the same guidance. I mean, they didn't have parental guidance necessary to get to that level. He trying to figure out where his next meal gonna come at. They going to school to get fed, right? He go to school. There's a situation where he had a drink in the class. The teacher in the class sees that he has a drink and say, what did I tell y'all about having drinks in the class? She takes his drink, opens the drink, pours it out in front of everybody in the class, or everybody laughing at him, right? He's embarrassed. He's already dealing with these problems at home. His mother tells him, you should, because he doesn't have bus fare to get to school. She tells him, well, you ain't got no bus fare to get to school. I don't got no money for you either. Go ahead and drop out and just get a job. He's been walking to school and stuff, right? To get to school, walking to get to school, far as hell. Okay. The teacher pulls out his drink in front of everybody. He had a little pop somebody gave him or something. She pulled it out in front of everybody laughing at him. He got all this stuff happening at home. The teacher just embarrassed him. Everybody laughing at him in class. You know how it's tough when people laughing at you. He gets up and say, F this, S-H-I-T. I'm gone, right? Said it loud in front of everybody because he's embarrassed. He's hurt about what's going on at home and his life circumstances and about her embarrassing him on top of that, right? So she could have said, F him. He's a no good, nobody. I don't need him. Forget him. She goes to him after that, after class, and say, you know what? I didn't like that you cursed and all of that, but I'm going to give you another chance. I guess a program for you that I think will be really, really good to help you. She sends him to this program called Project Achieve at Christ Universal Temple Church. Christ Universal Temple Church, he meets a young lady that becomes a sister to him, who advocates for him, who tells him about Mississippi Valley State University, right? When he's in this Project Achieve, they go on college tours to different colleges, places that he could not afford to see on his own, places that his mom cannot tell him about going or nothing. He goes on his college tour to see all these black colleges and goes on to have the time of his life. Now, the young lady in Project Achieve, she adopts him like a little brother, right? She takes him under her wing. He goes and says, I'm going to go to Mississippi Valley State. She advocates him for him. Now, this one teacher, she connected him to this program that changed his life, right? When he goes to this program at Project Achieve, the woman who advocates for him at the school, young lady, she becomes like a big sister to him. They have a trunk party for him so he can get all the utensils, all the essentials necessary for college. The church buys him a laptop, right? They buy him a refrigerator. They buy him a microwave. They buy him soap, deodorants, all these essentials that his family could not get for him because he came from a poor family, right? Not only that, the young lady who adopts him as a older sister, the one who adopts him as a big sister at the church, at the program, for the Project Achieve program, she drives him down to college at Mississippi Valley State University. She's giving him a monthly allowance, right? Now, that teacher that, she could have said, oh, he's a troublemaker. He said, F me. He cussed at me. She could have said, F that kid. He ain't nothing. But she said, hold on, man. Wait a minute. Something got to be going on. Let me holler at him, right? She didn't give up on him and connected him to an opportunity that changed his life. He goes on to Mississippi Valley State University. I meet him there. We become roommates. We graduate in 4 years. He gets his degree in accounting. While he's there at Mississippi Valley State University, he meets his girlfriend, who's Hawaiian. They move out to Hawaii together, right? He's living out there working as an accountant, doing his thing. But that all started from a teacher at Chicago Vocational High School who did not give up on him and say, oh, this is a Ray. She knew some life circumstances was against him, things that was not against me. Yeah, we didn't have no heat in the house at times. We didn't have no hot water in the house, but we were always under a roof. My boy Melvin was in shelters, right? All these type of different stuff that was going on for him. And the teacher said, you know what? I'm not going to give up on him. It's a young black man. And she helped to connect him to a program that changed his life. You see the difference that made? She could have said, F him. No, man. And, I see people like, oh, don't give back to the community. I seen a brother say, well, if you want to go to the kids that are good kids want to go to a football camp, go to the Manning camps. Bro, if Eli and Peyton Manning not coming to Chicago, Illinois, bro, they're not. They never gonna come here. And first of all, you got to be nice to get invited to them camps anyway. You got to pay some money up. So that's not an option for one, which is why we need other black celebrities to come to our neighborhoods that they come from and come give back. That's why we need the Antoine Walkers coming back like he does, or the Juwan Howards coming back like he does, right? We need the Donovan McNabb, Chicago's own, coming back and doing football programs within the community, because these other people are not gonna come to our community. And if Donovan McNabb sets the precedent to say F them kids, ain't nobody else gonna do it either. The non-black people not gonna do it if the black folks not doing it. So who gonna help us at that point? If everybody say F them kids, what happens to the community, right? I seen a brother made up a point. He said, oh, well, you conveniently, you didn't bring up the point that Nipsey Hussle got killed. What about him? He tried to help the community, and look what happened to him. And while what happened to Nipsey Hussle is extremely sad, I'm a big fan of his music and a big fan of the individual he became and grew into. Nipsey Hussle was a gang member, y'all. All right? He was a Rolling 60s Crip. And when you have connection to street ties, bruh, it's so hard to when you got them connections, to street ties and you a street dude, street affiliated, street stuff come back to you, unfortunately, right? And in the situation, allegedly, I wasn't there, but allegedly Nipsey brought up the dude being a snitch. And when you bring up a street dude being a snitch, you know the consequences to that is most likely violent. Okay? So it wasn't like a random dude just came and just killed Nipsey out of the blue. He had a affiliation with the dude, a street affiliation with the individual, and then questioned the brother's authenticity. He allegedly questioned the brother's authenticity with him possibly being a snitch or whatever. And when you say that to an individual, unfortunately people are going to respond to that with violent individuals going to give a violent response to you calling them a snitch or insinuating that they got paperwork on them or whatever. They're going to give a violent response. So that wasn't a random one-off attack. And again, Nipsey was a street dude. Street affiliation, we have street affiliation, street stuff come back on you. That's why I told y'all when y'all said, oh, Lil Durk, you know, he needs to stop making the music he's making because, man, stuff gonna come to him. I'm telling y'all right now. Durk got heavy street affiliations. He could sing gospel with Kirk Franklin today. And there's certain stuff that happened is transpired in the streets due to gang activity that can still come back to haunt him because of what happened before, right? So street affiliations, that don't count. He wasn't just a random dude that he got into it with. You know what I mean? But, you know, I also noticed this. Some black folks can't wait to get into a position of prominence to tell other black folks how they not gonna help them because they're ungrateful. And if you don't believe me, go to the aid office and see how other black women, you go see how black women in the aid office, that work in the aid office, talk to other struggling black women. See how they talk to them, talk down to them, flex their authority, talk to them like they ain't nothing, like the scum like they're the scum at the bottom of their shoe. And that's just how I feel like some of y'all talking about these other kids. Y'all can't wait to get in some of these top positions to say, all them kids ain't nothing. They trash. Leave the trash where they at. They trash. Not every kid in that community is trash, man. There's real treasures in that community, but y'all not gonna give them a chance because y'all lumping them up with everybody else. Y'all generalizing black people worse than what white supremacists do. A lot of y'all generalizing your own people worse than what white supremacists do. Lumping us all together, which is trash, and y'all need to correct that. Think about it.